Tyree Lee and linebacker Craig Wilkins. We'll open it up to questions for the student athletes. Larry Pinkert will join us in just a few moments.
Taylor, what's the difference between the first half and the second half from an offensive standpoint?
I believe we just didn't keep getting aggressive. I think we kind of laid down with the lead we had. And, that's something we're going to have to work on. Just keep attacking.
When they came out, it was what was essentially a 3-3-5. What does that mean to you?
We have to run the ball. No doubt about it. If they're going to have 5 or 6 in the box, we're going to have to run the ball. And I think we did that today. And we did that really good. And we're going to keep on working on it.
Talk about that final drive where if you have to punt or kick a field goal, they have a chance to tie it, and the urgency that was suddenly created there.
Absolutely. Our offense felt, we felt it was on us. The past 3 drives with a 3 and outs or an interception for a touchdown and stuff like that. So we felt like we had to do something for the defense, and I think we came up clutch.
Hey Craig, defensively, what did they do that created problems for you? I guess it was kind of the last quarter and a half, really.
They did a lot of play action boot. The running game wasn't really there for them, but the play action boot, it kind of, us being linebackers, we kind of get something to the run still, because you still have to respect the run regardless of whether they're running or not. So it was a lot of play action boot, just crossing routes and things like that.
Were you guys not as disciplined or whatever as you need to be to combat that?
At times we weren't as not too close. At times we weren't as disciplined as we should have been, and other times it was just like miscommunication on who had what. But we got to the sideline and got things settled with the DB coach, Coach Malloy, and Coach Heselman. We both talked at halftime to make sure we know who got what, and that definitely helped.
Taylor, the first half, I think it was the 46-yard pass to Larry. You seemed to know right away that's where you were going. I just wondered what you saw and that told you that's where you were going.
Well, we saw that the safety's he was kind of shallow. He's only about like 10, 12 yards, and we run all streak. So I felt like Larry could get behind him and give him a shot. So that's what I did.
How soon? When did you see that he was shallow? After the line?
Yeah, right before the snap was. They did a good job by disguising what they were running today. They were able to cover 3 a lot, really late, and that's what I saw late. And I was just going to give Larry a chance.
Tyree, talk about your day-to-day and the way you guys ran the ball.
As a pack, we ran the ball very good. Offensive line blocked well. We read the blocks well, and we just did our job today.
Hey Taylor, you guys are very decisive. Like on the 4th and 1, a lot of teams mess around and not get the playoff. You guys, you get the touchdown 3rd, and lined up on 4th right away without screwing around. What's the reason for that?
I just think it's part of our offense. We just like to attack and be aggressive. Coach Scott does a great job calling plays, and we just trust him.
Hey Taylor, were you as sharp? Did you think you were as sharp today as you have been in some previous games?
Absolutely not. I think the first half we did really well. But second half, again, I lost focus there for a little bit in the 3rd quarter and early in the 4th. So I'm really mad at myself for that. But we'll go in the next game, bye week, and go on to Bill Murray. I'll be working on it.
Taylor, were you guys a little tired? You played a 4-hour game last week.
I don't know if we're tired. I think we've conditioned enough to be in shape. But again, the offense we run and how fast it is, we're going to be tired at times. In the first half, it's a little gas at points when I was running the ball, but I think we did a good job. But
So you threw for 360 today. That's really about half of what you did last week. Big disappointment, I guess.
No, I'm not expected to throw 730 yards every game. So I think 360 is a good day.
Yeah, up front, they were showing like three-man front offense.
Yeah.
So what did that do? And he ran the ball more. So what was the thinking there?
Well, when you see a defense like that, you know that not only do you have to run the ball, but it has to be ran well. It's crucial that when they're only bringing 3 guys up front, that all the blocks have to be, perfect. And I felt for the most part did a really good job with that up front. The offensive linemen, Robbie Duncan, Connor Mewborn, David Bourne, Josh Mann, DJ Morrell, felt they all did a really good job with that up front. and that also just to help establish, the rest of the plays for the offense.
But you'd have been disappointed given their front if you hadn't done well, right, for running the ball. 'Cause
Yeah, I mean, when you see a defense, really any defense, you want to, that was our big emphasis this week, was to be able to establish the run game in general. So seeing that defense too, if you really want to make sure that you're on your game.
Final question for the student athletes. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. We'll bring in Coach Wilder, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Good to see everybody. My buddy Larry Pinkard here. He's holding my earphones for me right now. But first of all, kind of mixed emotions with this one. I'm excited that we won the game, disappointed with how it finished. All due respect to Richmond, because Richmond did an excellent job, particularly in the fourth quarter. But to be in control of a game 45-17, and then to be in a situation where there's 6 minutes and 40 seconds left and it's a 45-37 game, it's a one-possession game at that point, then shouldn't have gotten to that point. Again, all due respect to Richmond, that was an Old Dominion issue to allow this thing to get to a one-score game. But then the way we finished for an offense, an Old Dominion offense that had not been running the ball successfully at this point, that had been primarily relying on the pass to run out the last 6 minutes and 40 seconds of the game, primarily with the run game. I'm very excited about that. And to be 5-0, to go into the break right now at 5-0, if anybody would have said you could have it before the season, I would have taken it, right, Larry? We take 5-0 for sure, and we get the break schedule, right? So very, very excited to get the win, and a lot of respect for Danny Rocco and Richmond and what they're trying to do as a program, and take questions.
Hey, Bob, what's your initial takeaway on why the game got a lot tighter, at the end than what it was, early, midway, third quarter?
Yeah, from an Old Dominion perspective, there was not the same focus at that point, and say this as humbly as I can, that's if we're going to be in games where we're up as many points as we've been up in some of our games, you have to be able to handle that. You have to be able to continue to play the game with an aggressive mindset. And something we've done very well, Dave, to this point in the season is been a very aggressive football team. And I didn't feel that the same way in the second half. I was just joking with Taylor. I know Taylor was disappointed with his second half performance, particularly that interception for a touchdown. It just wasn't the same mindset by our team. And again, I'm not taking anything away from Richmond, because I thought Lob was outstanding in the second half. To come back from that hit he caught at the end of the first half and throw the ball the way he did. They created some matchup problems. They had some excellent scheme when they put Ben Edwards in the backfield. So they had 5 wides on the field, but Ben Edwards was acting as a running back, and they hit us down the middle of the field a couple times. So, credit to them. But this Old Dominion team needs to do a little better job when we're up by 28 points, finishing the game.
Questions for Larry?
Yeah, Larry, first half, 46-yard pass down the middle. It looked like right from the beginning of that play, Taylor knew he was going to you. Did you know that play was coming, that the ball was going to come to you then?
I kind of knew in a sense, because as I looked at the safeties and read the defense, I saw it was like a cover zero look, but the safeties was playing man on the slats, and it was the man coverage on the outside also. So I just ran as fast as I could past the safety and looked up, and the ball was in the air, and that's how I went.
Leading up part that you ran a really good route right there. You had a nice stem. Be very modest.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Coach, you said you guys have been running the ball that well this season. So talk about what today meant for your offense and how you guys spread the ball around on the ground.
Yeah, this was a situation where Richmond really dictated to us that they were going to try to make us run the ball more. They were primarily a 3-down team today, and they were dropping 8 into coverage. And there were a couple times I thought they were 2 down and dropped 9 into coverage. So they were basically daring us to run the ball, and fortunately we were able to do that. based on some coverage they were playing, the primary play we were running was that quick hitting play inside to the back, what we call the inside zone play. And Jack Lowney, who you had in here, the big guys, they were much better today running it, but we should have been. We should have been better running the ball today when you're blocking 3 down as opposed to 4 down. Mm-hmm. You know, we were blocking basically a 6-man front as opposed to a 7 or an 8-man front. So that was really the key for us today, was to be able to run the ball like that. I think Richmond's got some pretty good players in the back end. I think Cooper Taylor's as good as anybody in the country, and that allowed us to force those guys to have to make some run fits and have to try to play the running game, and it was really good for our backs too. If I remember looking at the halftime stats, I think we had 4 running backs, including Taylor Heineke, all between 40 and 50 yards. And that's how we'd like to be.
Coach, you were so disappointed in the second half, but in the first half you guys seemed to be playing very well. Mm-hmm. Very precise, particularly very decisive, like the 4th and 1 play at the goal line.
Right.
Didn't get it on 3rd, lined up, didn't mess around.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams was mess around and use the timeout. And you guys just win. How come you were able to do that?
Well, I felt like that first half was the best half of football we played this year as a team. It was better than the second half of New Hampshire because we didn't stop New Hampshire in the 3rd quarter of that game. I thought our defense was very good in the first half. Richmond was not having any success running the ball. The tempo of our offense was excellent. I think we ran 94 total plays today, but we're going to be over 100 with gradable plays on offense, and we're playing at such a pace right now. We're going so fast. I'd have to check statistically. I don't know if any team in the country has run as many plays as we have at this point. The reason I felt like it was the best half of football is because of how well our defense was playing in the first half. Those kids were upset from the game last week. They were really upset with the fact that a lot of people, rightfully so, were looking and saying, well, Old Dominion's not going to go very far if that defense doesn't play better. And they had an excellent half. That was the most complete half of football we played this year, and a lot of it had to do with the attitude of the defense in the first half.
And Richmond's here for the press conference. Any other further questions for Coach? We'll take it down by our locker room. Okay, thank you, John.
Sure. Thank you.